The narrative heading to the 2022 Senior World Championships was USA versus Iran, and to be honest, it was like this all summer from the cadet level all the way up to the senior level, and as a USA wrestling fan, this tournament did not disappoint. Jordan Burroughs going for the most golds in USA wrestling history, rivalries playing out in dramatic fashions, upsets from the crack of dawn all the way to lunchtime, and you know what? Just amazing wrestling from start to finish. So let's dive in, but first, I would love if you would consider liking this video and helping me grow the sport of wrestling by subscribing to the channel. Finally, leave a comment on your favorite moment from the World Championships. And now, without further ado, my name is Tanner. Welcome to TrueTan Wrestling, and now let's crack into the 2022 Senior World Championships. For the style of this video, we'll mostly go in chronological order, talking about the things that I thought were the most important throughout this event. Obviously starting with the Greco men's, and if you want to skip to women's or men's freestyle, as always, there's time codes listed below, so be sure to check those out to skip to wherever you want. Now to jump into Greco, USA started out pretty hot with their only seeded wrestler Max Nowry at 55 kilograms, proving he was better than advertised, making the semis, but then he fell to the Azerbaijan rep, who was the one seed at 55 kilos, that would eventually go on to totally dominate the bracket, winning another gold. Then Nowry would unfortunately drop another match to finish in 5th, which was USA's best finish overall, unfortunately. The Greco team got a lot of heat as the tournament went on for USA, and to be honest, we just didn't have a lot of experience heading in. Our only returning medalist left to pursue a WWE career, which really hurt us. We did replace him with Braxton Amos, who has a lot of experience in Greco, but just isn't there yet and a little too young. He did pick up a nice win, but he still failed to medal. Benji P and Kamal Bey, I was super high on heading this tournament, but with unfortunate placement in the bracket, they really couldn't do much. And then of course we had Ben Provisor and Jesse Thielke both drop out very late, which was super surprising, and there still really isn't much known why they did that. Overall, USA Greco is never the best when they go to these World or Olympic Games, and some of these perfect storm events really did not help the team either. And with the main Greco coach getting fired after the team is set, along with about a third of the team dropping out after the team is set, it really does not bode well for any team, let alone USA. However, besides the USA, there was some really fun moments on the Greco side of things that I'll cover real quick. For starters, Turkey took home the team title, so congratulations to them. But also a huge shout out to Serbia, who took 3rd place with the home field advantage, taking home 4 gold medals with only 6 wrestlers, which is seriously insane. I thought Iran looked pretty flat, honestly, for how good they normally are at Greco, but I'm sure they'll come back stronger from this performance, as they usually do in all styles. On the women's side of things, Japan once again took home another title, but for a while there, it definitely was a fun team race. Unfortunately, like usual for USA fans though, Japan just had way too much firepower in the finals. Of their 6 finalists, 5 of them took home gold, and then they had 3 bronze medalists on top of that. To make it seem even more impressive, they only brought 9 of the 10 weight classes, so that is a grand total. 8 of their 9 ladies that were represented in this World Championships brought home a medal, which is seriously incredible. However, to give credit to where it is due, the 2nd place team, USA, kept it extremely close for a while, but really could not keep up with the hype, with only gaining 3 gold medalists of their 5 finalists, and only having 7 medalists out of their 10. And it might seem like I'm acting like that is a bad thing, but absolutely not. Gaining 7 medals is extremely impressive, and it's even crazier that that couldn't bring it home for them. To be fair, USA is still really amazing, and they're just a few steps behind Japan, really closing the gap compared to last year already. I think one of the biggest stories from women's wrestling was definitely Amit Elor, an 18-year-old from USA, smashing her way to a gold medal just a month after winning a junior world gold. She is just a wrestling athlete through and through, ending her first 2 matches of the tournament extremely early over credentialed women, I might add, before being a world champ for Japan 3-2, and then tech falling a world medalist 10-0 in her finals match. She is clearly the real deal, and she could be the next poster child for USA wrestling and women's wrestling for a very long time. She's also going to the U23 World Championships, so for the past 2 years, she could become a cadet, junior, and senior, along with a U23 World Champion. She is just truly unbelievable. I thought Mongolia's women's and men's, to be honest, looked really nice at these world championships, and one of their best reps was at 50 kilograms women's, with a returning bronze medalist getting a huge upset over USA's Sarah Hildebrandt in the semifinals. However, 50 kilograms was literally owned by one of the GOATs in women's wrestling right now, Yu Suzaki. This is another young star who's just smashing everyone her way, and she would gather a quick first period pin over Mongolia's rep to win herself another world gold. I really wanted to see Hildebrandt versus Suzaki, but that just didn't happen again. And Sarah would come back to win bronze even after getting choked out, so yeah, she's still super tough. Speaking of tough, we make our way over to Dawn Parrish at 53 kilograms, and wow, talk about coming out of nowhere and making some huge gains in the offseason at Sunkiss. She has really elevated levels from last year to now. Last year, she wasn't even placing at the World Team Trials, along with losing a match to miss out on making the Olympic Trials finals. And then you fast forward to now and just see some huge gains for her to win a senior gold medal at the World Championships. I think she navigated a great bracket, beating Greece's rep, who is a veteran women's wrestler, 3-1, and then winning a very slick and calculated 4-2 match in the final to Mongolia's rep. Her leg attacks were just so fast and so crisp that most of the time she got to the leg and got high level, she was finishing. It is key to note this was the weight Japan's rep wasn't at, but with that said, I'm excited for next year's World Championships, where we can hopefully see a super match between Japan's stud and our new world gold medalist Dawn Parrish. 55 kilograms was another weight owned totally by Japan, by Miju Mukita. She absolutely smoked through this women's weight, and it really showed in her semifinal match where she beat another world champion, Jakar Winchester, 12-0. That's seriously scary impressive. It's also key to note some Canada women here, with the Lyra Gonzalez sister and Carla Gonzalez taking home a bronze medal for the country. Canada normally has some really tough women, but they're really growing fast, pushing for a ton of medals at this World Championships, actually taking home 2 bronze medals at 55 and 68 kilograms. 57 and 62 kilograms were 2 more weights where it was Japan versus USA, and both these weights did not go in our favor, even with us having the 2 veteran ladies on our side. The Suguni Sakurai versus Helen Maroulis rivalry started at 57 kilograms, with Sakurai taking out the USA women's star Maroulis. They both looked super strong leading up to this final, but Sakurai just looked so impressive, winning 3-0 shutout in very impressive fashion. Kara Miracle also had a nice tournament, returning to the World Finals, hit a nice fireman's carry to pin and reverse a loss over Canada's Gonzalez. She would lose to the Japan representative 10-0 tech fall, but still very impressive, and she for sure proved she can make it back to the World Finals. Maori Velti also fell to the Japan rep at 65 kilograms in the quarterfinals. However, fortunately for us, normally if you lose the Japan representative, you're probably going to get pulled back into the consies. That very thing did happen, and Maori Velti would end up taking bronze, taking home her 2nd world medal. Impressively enough, this summer Velti would bump up to 65 kilograms, and I've talked about a lot on the channel how she ran through the gauntlet to get here, and she definitely proved she was the best rep for us. She looked way stronger, her technique looked way better than a couple summers ago, even though this is her 2nd world medal, capturing bronze here. She only lost 2-1 to the Japan rep, and she just looked incredible from a technique standpoint. Then to top it off, we have our 3rd and last gold medal for Team USA with Tamira Mensah-Stock. Tamira Mensah-Stock kind of became a women's celebrity after winning Olympic gold, making that her 2nd gold medal after winning a world title in 2019, and this was her 3rd gold medal, doing it in a dominant fashion. She would tech her way to the finals, where she would then pin the Japan rep to win her 3rd gold in her career. Last year definitely did not go her way in the World Championships in 2021, getting caught and pinned to eventually take bronze, but she definitely made up for it and showed that she still has a lot to give for Team USA, winning another gold medal for herself. As I said, USA women's is definitely cutting the gap down between Japan. Honestly, I'm surprised it's happening this quickly, because there was still a pretty good gap at the Olympics and at the last World Championships. Another really positive thing to note for USA fans, if returning 5th place finisher Maya Nelson or Adeline Gray would have competed this summer, those names right there could have been 2 potential medalists that USA just didn't have, and one could have been a gold medalist. Like I said, the gaps are already getting cut, and then you enter those in. It really builds a lot of hype for the 2023 team race that I am all for on the women's side. Then we make it to the men's side of things, and USA really just took it home for this world title, getting it done over Iran. To be fair, I don't think there was much of a team race. USA just always kept the lead, and it never really got that close. I mean, heck, with the last set of semis, USA clinched it. Not to say Iran did bad, because they still blew everyone else out of the water to take second. It was just hard to beat a USA team that beat the scoring record at the World Championships. Let's start us off with 57 kilograms on the top side of the bracket, where it was all Thomas Gilman for US. It especially was all him, with Sarlak of Iran getting upset in the first round, resulting in him going 0-1, which was huge for the team race and huge for Thomas Gilman to easily make the finals. However, on the other side of the bracket for 57 kilograms, things got a little wild. Ravi Kumar of India, the returning silver medalist at the Olympics, would get upset and tech falled by Uzbekistan representative Abdullayev, who is honestly really solid and looked great at the Olympics and this World Championships, but then he would get teched by a Russian transfer, and your new world champion, hold on, I've been saying this name like 100 times and I just want to make sure I got it right. Alright, here we go. But then he would get teched by a Russian transfer and new world champion Zalikom Abakarov of Albania, and all of this crazy action happened before the semis. Abakov would honestly make the finals pretty easy, and then once he was in the finals, he wrestled Thomas Gilman perfectly. He got to super quick finishing takedowns and then out hand fought the hand fighting king himself, Thomas Gilman, to beat the returning world champion 7-2. Once Russia is back and added back into this weight class, the three at this weight are going to be such heavy favorites in this field. It is going to be intense to see which one of them makes the finals. Other big things to note at the weight, besides it being absolutely wild of course, was Stefan Micic of Serbia, the Michigan star, winning his first international medal on the senior level and winning Serbia their first freestyle medal. So congratulations to him and the country of Serbia. It is crazy to think that he tried to wrestle 65 kilograms and wrestled 141 this past NCAA season and could still shrink down to 57 kilograms. And honestly, he looked really sharp and a lot better than he did at the Olympics down at the weight, so I wish him the best. Rei Higuchi of Japan was back in action at 61 kilograms, taking home gold in dominant fashion. He was the 2016 gold medalist at the Olympics, and he has kind of been missing in action ever since. But this tournament, he was back like he never skipped a beat. He beat Seth Gross of USA, who fell to take 5th, 14-7, and which would be his closest match. And then teched Armenia's rep, a returning world bronze medalist, 10-0 in the quarterfinals. And then teched Iran's rep in the finals to win a gold medal. Like I said, Higuchi is back like never before, and he is a beast at 61 kilograms. 65 kilograms at the World Championships once again was one of the most entertaining and deep weights of the whole tournament. A young 20-year-old star for Iran, Rahman Amouza Khalili, would storm through this bracket, beating down men, and I'll repeat that, he was only 20 years old, beating down a very tough weight class. His combination of underhook attacks and just amazing offense and defense really took him to a World Championships, and his pace was honestly unmatched, and with some of the representatives in this weight class, that's really saying something. The second biggest story in the weight was the silver medalist Yanni Diakomahalis of USA, smashing his way to a world finals and giving USA a medal at 65 kilograms for the first time in a very, very long time, along with being the win that clinched USA the title. Like I said, both of these guys looked insane throughout the tournament. Amouza Khalili beat Haji Aliyev of Azerbaijan 9-2, a several-time world champion, and I've never seen him get beat down that bad before. Yanni would tech his way to the finals, tech falling Sebastian Rivera of Puerto Rico and Rutgers and Northwestern star in the first minute of the match, and he would also tech fall Bajrang Punia of India, who was a world finalist and several-time world medalist. Granted, I thought Haji Aliyev and Bajrang Punia looked a little off this tournament, but that really speaks to how deep this weight class is through and through. I thought Sebastian Rivera wrestled Punia really tough for that bronze medal match, and for a second I really thought Rivera was going to knock him off. Rivera was really giving Punia trouble with his ankle picks, and he was almost scoring at will at times as soon as he touched the ankle, but in typical Bajrang fashion, he stayed in the match and came back to win over the Rutgers/Northwestern star Sebastian Rivera. 70 kilograms had one of the most fun wrestlers to watch in Japan, Tadashi Narakuni, who won his 70 kilogram gold medal match over USA star Zane Rutherford, winning his first world medal respectively. Narakuni got a very interesting head inside leg lace to eventually tech fall the USA star Rutherford. However, to give credit where it is due, Zane looked absolutely amazing at 70 70 kilograms. He looked healthier and stronger than ever, going on an amazing run being a returning world champion who would eventually come back to take bronze. 74 kilograms, we had a World Finals rematch between Kyle Dake of USA versus Slovakia's Tamaraz Silvakinov, which was a lot closer than last year to give respect to him. Dake would win by 3-2, still proving he is on top of the 74 kilogram ladder. Big credit though to Silvakinov for winning a very tough semifinal match versus Italy's Frank Chamizo, who is not an easy win by any means. Plus I gotta give credit to Iran's rep who gave Kyle Dake an extremely tough match, only losing 2-2 in the semis. Overall, I know the two people we really want to see Kyle Dake face, but they just couldn't be in this field, so Kyle Dake still remains on top. Now before we get into our other goals for Team USA, I will look into 125 kilograms, which was absolutely wild. For starters, I thought Iran's young returning champ Zare would take it home once again, and if not him, definitely Georgia's Petrosvili. But this is why you cannot count out any of the big three, because Talagul of Turkey would bring the belt back home to his home country, win a world title over shocker finals appearance Mukhtar of Mongolia, who upset Petrosvili in the semis, and honestly, I think this was one of the biggest upsets of the tournament. Both of these reps in the finals had great runs, but honestly, Agul just looked like he was on a mission. He kind of got beat pretty handily at the Olympics by Gable Steveson of USA, and then he lost to Zare at last year's World Championships, but he came back and avenged the Zare loss and then took out a very tough Mongolian wrestler to win himself a world title at one of the toughest weights of the tournament. Jaden Cox for USA at 92 kilograms wrestled amazing, looking better than ever before, winning 7-0 match in the semifinals over the Azerbaijan rep. However, he was never really close to beating Cameron Gazianpour of Iran, who beat him 2-0 in the finals. That does seem like a very close match that is definitely winnable for Jaden Cox, and I agree, but Gazianpour was never really in danger, and Jaden never really could get to his attacks, which really proves how good Gazianpour is, so congratulations to him on gold at 92 kilograms. And honestly, I think this is another anticipated matchup for the World Championships in 2023. 97 kilograms, there was no Snyder versus Sadulayev, which I know everyone wants to see every September in the World Finals, but instead we saw Kyle Snyder absolutely control everyone to win himself another gold medal, which was awesome to see again. His toughest match was definitely in the semifinals, which I predicted against Mohammedian of Iran, who would actually fail to come back and place bronze, but Kyle Snyder would win this match and then handle his match in the finals, absolutely knocking USA's team score into the stratosphere. Oddly enough, the most interesting thing about 97 kilograms leads back to the man I mentioned before, Sadulayev. I'm sure we all saw on Instagram, Twitter, and probably every social media, Sadulayev was calling Kyle Snyder out, but also congratulating him. This led to Kyle Snyder firing back something, and now we have a match in Dagestan, a best 2 out of 3 in December, so be on the lookout for that, and I can guarantee you we'll cover it on this channel. 86 kilograms was another wild weight with an even wilder final between Taylor versus Yazdani for one of the most anticipated matchups of this summer. We all know the story by this time. Taylor and Yazdani would meet in the first round of the World Championships in 2018, with Taylor taking it home and winning his first world gold medal. Taylor would get hurt in 2019, so Yazdani was back on top. 2020 Olympics was a different story, with Taylor getting a last second double leg to take out Yazdani. However, he would come back to take it home in 2021. This match was totally different though, like they normally are. Taylor's never really beat him in a very convincing fashion, and the same is true for Yazdani. However, this storyline, totally different like I mentioned. Taylor would take apart Yazdani after wearing down the storm and opening up his attacks, and surprisingly from his knees, Taylor got to several leg attacks to win 7-1, showing his growth over the past year was tremendous. Taylor versus Yazdani definitely stole the show at 86 kilograms, but other surprises were shockingly Miles Amin of San Marino losing 9-1 over the Kazakhstan representative in the quarterfinals. Also, Deepak Punia of India just wasn't in there, being a late pullout. Definitely two strange cases, but I'm sure they'll both be back in 2023 and 2024 for the Olympics better than ever. Then, yes, of course, we have the moment you've all been waiting for. He even got his own time code with everything else away from men's freestyle. The champ himself, 7 gold medals, the most in American history, on a year where USA ran away with the team title, blowing out the team score record. Jordan Burroughs making history last Friday, during the golden age of USA Wrestling history, and he has chances to even do more and really blow this record out of the water. First off, congratulations to Jordan Burroughs. Winning 7 gold medals in anything is not an easy feat, so awesome for him. But how was his journey in the 2022 world bracket at 79 kilograms? Well, in the finals, it was a rematch between the Iranian rep who really tested the champ. But once again, it was all Jordan Burroughs. He got to his quick leg attacks to get to push-outs and his signature double leg to win a very entertaining 4-2 match, making history for USA. The gravity of this situation just hasn't hit me yet, I don't think. Coach Slay crying, Jordan Burroughs running around all 4 mats with the USA flag, the Iranian fans cheering Jordan Burroughs when he's right in front of them with the USA flag out of respect. It was just an amazing sight to see as a wrestling fan, and words just really can't do it justice. Well, everyone, if you enjoyed watching the World Championships as much as I did, feel free to leave a comment on your favorite moment from the tournament, along with liking and subscribing for more TrueTan wrestling content. Now, I hope to see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.